Hello and welcome to another episode of the e-commerce coffee break podcast. Today we want to talk about a topic or about a solution that I haven't heard before like two weeks ago. And I was completely excited to see that something like this is out there. We want to find out how you can do print on demand for digital products with Shopify with the Kunakify app. What that is, we will dive into this in a second. But I will introduce Simon Craig first on the show. He's the founder of Kunakify.com. He's a serial online entrepreneur. He has worked in the mobile app space, online teaching, children's books, software as a service, and print on demand. He's specializing in design and marketing, and he is behind this app that we're talking about today. So let's dive right into it. Hi, Simon. How are you today?
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I'm very good.
Simon, we're talking about something that's I have never heard before, and I think it's a great solution, a digital solution there. Tell me a little bit about how you came, what it is, first of all, and how you came on the idea to provide that on Shopify.
Yeah, sure. So it's basically an app that connects to Kunaki.com. So I don't know if you've heard of Kunaki.com, but Kunaki are like a print-on-demand manufacturing company, but just for DVDs, Blu-rays, CD, and vinyl records. So they do print on demand, basically. So a bit like what you might get for like, T-Launch or Teespring, or, print on demand for clothing, apparel. They kind of do it for, physical products. So they've been in business since, I think I've been using them since 2009. And they've been in business a few years before that. But basically, yeah, so the way I came up with the app basically is to go back. I used to work as a graphic designer back in 2000, show my age. So I used to work for a few years, in an office as a graphic designer. And after about 6 or 7 years, unfortunately, I was made redundant from that company. But luckily, as a little sort of backup, I was working on a magic trick website. So that was always my passion when I was younger. No siblings, so what I used to do was learn magic tricks. And then as I got a bit older, and as I could see the sort of end of my job coming, I decided to work on this magic website in the background. So I made a YouTube channel and created a website. And it really sort of took off at that time, which was just lucky for me. So I could actually then just go from having no job to work on that full time. So basically, I created DVDs, Blu-rays, memberships, and just marketed it all via my YouTube channel and email marketing basically. And at the time, my YouTube channel had thousands of subscribers and a few million views at the time. Eventually, there was a few magicians that weren't too happy about me giving away some of their magic tricks, so a lot of my videos got taken down. But anyway, we digress. So, some of the products are things like DVDs and Blu-rays and things like that. So basically, I was working on my magic website, creating these products. And if I, for instance, had a new DVD that I wanted to sell, I'd do a product launch, right? Now, obviously, with the product launch, you do a big build up and then release it. Now, if I get 200 sales from, say, my DVD, I've then got to go into Kunaki and basically fill in the customer's information and what product they've purchased 200 times manually, right? So that was my pain point. So I needed a solution, basically. And that's when I sort of combined my experience with mobile games, because after doing my magic website, I sort of worked on some mobile games as well at the same time for a few years. Got Apple featured a few times. So I kind of took my experience of the iOS App Store and creating games, mixed it with what I've been doing with my DVDs and different products, and combined them to create Kunakify, which is basically a Shopify app that connects your Kunaki.com account to your Shopify account, so that when you say you list, it's basically for musicians, I should say, for like CDs and vinyl, speakers, info product creators like me for my magic trick DVDs, coaches, speakers, and for teachers. And basically what the app does, it will connect to Kunaki.com And if you get a sale from your Shopify store, say of your DVD, that sale will go directly to Kunaki without you having to do anything. It will send all the customers information. And if you pre-fund your Kunaki.com account, which is basically just, say, put $20 into the account, as long as there's some money there, then as soon as the order goes in, Kunaki will print, press, ship within a couple of days and send it directly to your customer. And it's basically white label. So they never put their names all over it. So it's, so when you can drop ship it basically without the worry of, logos or receipts or anything like that. So that's basically the idea behind Kunakify. To be able to sell at scale, really, physical products without having to hold loads of stock. In the past, you'd have to, if I've got a DVD and I was making 200 sales, I'd have to think, I'm not sure how many sales I'm going to make. Should I buy 500 DVDs? Should I buy 50? With this, you haven't got to worry about that. You print and ship on demand, and you only have to pay Kunaki when you've made your sale on Shopify. So you get the money first before you then have to pay out. So that was really the main benefits of the app. Like I say, print on demand for physical products. There's loads of different features that we've added over the years, because this app originally came around in about 2017 was when I first built it. And we've just been adding new features as and when customers and users have said, can you do batch orders? So for instance, say you've got 3 CDs and they all go as a group. Now, ordinarily, you'd have, if the order got sent to Kunaki, it would be 3 separate orders, right? So we needed to come up with a solution so that if you've got 3 CDs and say a vinyl and you want to package it together and send it to the customer as one package, we can now do that. And other sort of features delay sending orders. So sometimes you might want to do a launch, but you might just want to hold the orders and then just send them at a later date, or you might need to have to modify, some information. So sometimes customers use that. You can also change your shipping preferences, because Kunaki can obviously ship by, first class mail, UPS ground, 2-day, 1-day. So we have the options within the back end of the app to be able to choose what you'd like the orders to go via. And it, like I say, it just links with your Shopify account. It's quite easy. You just enter your Kunaki.com login details into the Kunakify app. And then the only other thing you need to do is when you create your listing in Shopify, you'd add your pictures and your description. You take the product ID that you get given from Kunaki and you paste that into the SKU field of the Shopify listing. And that's pretty much all you need to do. And that just links the 2 accounts. And basically, you can go to Kunaki.com today, you can sign up and you can start creating, a CD product, a DVD product, maybe it's instructional videos. And then, like I say, you can link it to your Shopify account and basically be up and running really pretty quickly. Now, the app is free for 30 days. So, the users can use it for a whole month, make sales, see that it's working, contact me if they've got any issues. And then it's just $5 a month on the basic plan, which is like 25 process sales a month. So if you're doing under 25 sales, it's $5 a month. And then for up to 100 sales, it's $30 a month. Up to 250 sales, it's $49 a month. And then for unlimited sales, it's $59 a month if you're just selling loads and loads. And the good thing about our pricing structure is, say you sell 25 one month, you'll be charged $4.99. Then say you the next month you sell 250, you'll be charged $49. And then say you only sell 2 the following month, you'll only be charged again back at the basic $4.99. So it moves where your sales go.
Okay, well, that sounds great.
I think that's the main. Sorry, I think that's the main overview. And if you've got any questions. please?
Yeah, definitely. I find the concept amazing because you see always that people say CD, DVD is dead, but I think it isn't, and vinyl actually is coming back. This is a growing market. I think there's at some point I read that vinyl sales in some areas are higher than CD sales, so it's really a market.
True.
Now, tell me a little bit about your customers. I can imagine that musicians, people who obviously work in the field of audio and video and have some kind of merchandise stores, that's a perfect solution for them. So who's your customer and how do they combine this with other physical products in their Shopify store?
Yeah, so like you say, musicians. So if they're selling other merchandise, instead of selling t-shirts and under band related materials, they can then list their CD on their Shopify store, and we just handle that sale. So if they get a sale of that CD, then obviously it goes through our app. Anything else can be kept separate, and they can deal with any other sort of print on demand people. We've got guys that sell, for instance, yoga teaching DVDs, right? Apparently that's really, really popular because they sell quite a few DVDs on a daily basis. And I think they sell them via Facebook ads successfully. We've got a lot of guys like me where, they may be giving away info products. And yes, a lot of things have shifted to online and downloads, but quite often you can have like an upsell or an added bonus with this product. To basically give you a higher order value. But yeah, there's a broad range of people that use it. Obviously, indie band, if they've got their own website, right up to all different spectrums of people and customers. We've got around 200 users of the Kunakify app at the moment. We have daily installs, and then obviously some people cancel their stores or don't keep things up, and it can track. But yeah, we've got, like I say, around 200 users at the minute that we look after and make sure everything's running smoothly.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. Now, obviously, the connection, you need to first set up your Kunaki.com account. What kind of file formats do you need to have to create your product? Just give a bit of a technical background.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so say I wanted to create a CD, for example, you'd obviously need your audio files. That could be pretty much any audio file, WAV, MP3, AV, WMA. The Kunaki are pretty good with just accepting and converting into the proper audio format on the other end. So you haven't got to worry too much about that. Image wise, it's JPEGs, saved as high res that you can then upload. And the good thing about when you're creating a product on Kunaki.com, you actually see a sort of an online representation of how it's going to look, and you can then flip the artwork around and make sure, the front's on, the back's on, the CD artwork. For a CD, they print on the front cover, back cover, on the actual disc itself. For a DVD, for instance, they print on the cover, on the insert, and on the actual disc. Now, for a DVD, you have to upload. You can upload, what is essentially a video file, and they're pretty good. You can upload separate files. You can upload, if you've actually created it, say in iMovie or something where it's got menus and everything, you can just upload that as an ISO file, right? So they're good with either accepting individual files if you need to, or if you've created an actual, proper thing. But yeah, mainly files that you'd pretty much deal with every day, they can accept. So it's not usually a problem there.
Okay, that sounds very straightforward. So I think it's a huge market for people who haven't thought about that. I mean, just imagine you create a specific CD or vinyl for a specific celebration or something like that, and then people can order it through your app, and you don't have to have any production cost in advance, and it's just print on demand, but in a different way. Now, you talked already about the pricing, the different pricing structures that you have. How does the onboarding process work?
Yeah, so basically, in Shopify, obviously there's the App Store. You go into the App Store, search for Kunakify. As soon as that pops up, you hit install. Then it comes up with the shows you the plans, free for 30 days. You just click install, and then you'll be taken. Well, you need to go into the app section where you can see all the apps. But basically, you click on the Kunakify app, and it takes you to the main homepage. And there's a tutorial video on there with me from YouTube that kind of walks people through. You need to enter your Kunaki login here, password here. That's the main thing, really, until you then set up your listings in Shopify. And all you need to then do is obviously the product ID is the thing that Kunaki.com will give you when you've created a product. So say I create a vinyl record product, Kunaki give you an ID, which is like a string of, say, 10 numbers. And all you need to do is copy that into the SKU field of the Shopify listing. And that then just connects everything. And that's really all you need to do. It's pretty hands off. And then any sales that come in, like I say, just go straight to Kunaki. Now you can decide not to pre-fund Kunakis. And that's what I tend to do, so that I can just check over, make sure, see how many customers I've got, and then just pay Kunaki in bulk, maybe once a day. But many people prefer to have it hands off, throw $100 into the Kunaki account for costs, and then they can then just basically sell and not have to worry about shipping and printing, and everything else, and tracking. Because the other thing which I guess I haven't really said is, once obviously the order goes to Kunaki.com and it is printed and shipped, then Kunaki then sends back a tracking link through our app, which automatically goes into the order in Shopify, marks as complete, and emails the customer the tracking link, so they can actually click on it and see where their package is. So that cuts out all the customer service nightmares that you can have, where people are, oh, what's my, where's my package? What's the tracking number? So it really does help, because like I say, it's an app that I needed, and I felt like if I needed it, some other people might too. That's really where the idea came.
Yeah, I think that's the best example that you just gave. Is like, if you have a problem, then there's probably other people out there who have the same problem, and then coming up with a solution, it's basically a no-brainer. I like the concept. It just shows that there is much more than printing T-shirts on demand out there. And I think there's a huge market for people specifically, if they have audio files as a musician or something like that, to get a product out there that the world wants and needs. Simon, where can people find out more about you?
Yeah, so you can learn all about Kunakify at www.kunakify, which is KUNAKIFY.com. And that's the website that tells you basically all about it, and goes into more details. That's it. And there's a chat bot on there if you need to send me a message.
Okay, I will put the links in the show notes, and you just one click away.
Excellent.
And then people can go straight on, also install the app in their store. Simon, thanks so much for your time today. I think a great solution for a very interesting product out there, and I hope a lot of people will try it out. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much for having me.
Hey, Klaus here. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Before we wrap things up, I've got a couple of important points to share. Firstly, if you have enjoyed today's episode and want to support the show, here's a simple way to do it. Help me out with that algorithm magic by liking, commenting, and subscribing on your favorite podcast app. And if you're feeling extra generous, leaving a rating would be great. Your support helps me bringing more impactful guests on the show, and it makes it easier for others to discover the podcast. Secondly, I want to talk about to all your business owners out there. Here's a question. Are you tired of juggling everything in your business while struggling with your marketing tasks? Fed up with hit and miss experiences of hiring freelancers or agencies that don't quite get your vision? But perhaps you're not ready to commit to a full-time in-house marketer just yet. Well, I've got a solution for you. Introducing our fractional marketing team. My team and I provide top-notch experienced marketing professionals to become an extension of your business. Not only will they save you up to 50% on cost compared to traditional hires, but they also take care of all this time-consuming, repetitive, and complex marketing tasks that have been holding you back. And this way, you can concentrate on what truly matters, the core of your business. To learn more about how we can help you to scale up your online sales with a fractional team member, head over to our website, smart-ecommerce-marketing.com, or reach out to me directly and I'll get you the details. You will find the links in the show notes. Thanks for being a part of our podcast community, and remember, your support means the world to me. Until next time, see you then.